On today's episode of PDubs Arcade Love, we're going to take a look at the official Goblin topper from Barrels of Fun for their Labyrinth Pinball. If you've been following the channel, you know that I've owned my Labyrinth Pinball machine from Barrels of Fun since December 2023. I've had it in my house, so just over a year, maybe around 13 months or so. And I finally, after over a year of ownership, ordered the Goblin topper, the official Goblin topper from Barrels of Fun. I've obviously seen this thing in real life. I've seen it at trade shows. I've seen it in action, and I've been meaning to buy it all this time, and I finally got around to it. I was a little bit disappointed when I opened my box because there was a circuit board that you need to install into the back box of the pinball machine to get everything up and running, and that circuit board was missing. I went ahead and I opened a ticket with Barrels of Fun, and they shipped it out to me promptly, so no problems there. We were able to get this up and running. What I love about this Goblin topper is even though it's $950, all paid for out of my own pocket, just like the pinball machine, we are looking at actual sculpted heads based on 3 of the goblins from the iconic film. Plenty of cables and wires that we need to hook up into that circuit board. This thing's got some pretty nice RGB lighting effects, does all kinds of custom callouts. The eyes light up. 2 of the heads, the 2 of the smaller goblin heads, rotate side to side during some of the call-out action. And I can't tell you, I don't know how I went a year without having this already. And I'm sure this is old news. You guys have seen this topper, but I just got it, and I'm super stoked. The topper installation was easier than expected. They have fantastic PDF instructions on their website. There's 4 screws on the top of the back box. You need to climb up there with a stool, remove those screws, as well as pop out this little cutout here. This is where the wiring for the topper goes through. Also, here is that extra PCB board or circuit board you need to make this whole thing work. It was unfortunately missing in the packaging, but they sent it to me the second time. They already have some motherboard pegs inside of the back glass or back box, if you will. So all you have to do is put it on those pegs, push down, and it snaps into place next to the other PCB boards. Once that's done, they also provided you this cable with the topper, this yellow and black cable. You just got to connect it from one PCB board over to the other PCB board. Again, we're not doing a full-on zoomed-in installation tutorial. We're just kind of showing you guys a quick overview of the installation process and basically how simple it is. They also have an Ethernet cable for you here that came with the topper as well. So we're going to connect that from one Ethernet port on the new circuit board that came that we got for the topper, as well as into the other Ethernet ports that you see. After that, you're probably going to need a helping hand to fish the wires through the hole. My wife is helping me out here, fishing the wires through the hole, as well as making sure that the wires are behind that LED bar that goes for the back glass. Definitely want to make sure those wires are behind the bar to prevent any shadows or anything from the back glass. Once you get all the wires through, those 4 screws you remove that were sitting on the top of the back box for no reason, well, now you know what they were for. They were for a future topper. That way you could screw it into place and this thing isn't going to fall out or fall over or anything of that nature. Once that's done, then you got to deal with this rat's nest of wires. What's really interesting is all the wires that are white plug into the left side of the board. All the wires are labeled, port 1, port 2, port 3, port 4, which is great because they match up with the labeling on the circuit board. That makes it nice and easy. And then on the right-hand side of the circuit board, there is a bunch of, there's 2 black wires. They're labeled as well, and all you got to do is plug them into the ports labeled for the servo ports 1 and 2. It couldn't be easier, and again, if you ever picked up a topper like this from Barrels of Fun, they have a PDF instruction on their website that is super simple to follow. Plug in, power on your pinball machine, make sure it's on the latest firmware. You can download Barrels of Fun firmware updates from directly over the air now, which is great. So I'm already on the latest firmware, so I didn't need to go through that step. I just needed to navigate down in settings to where it says with the buttons on the inside of the coin door to A, turn topper on, and B, run topper test. And this is really interesting as well, because now what it's going to do is it's going to move the heads left and right different ways to test to make sure that the heads are moving the way they should, as well as all the appropriate colors for the LED board and stuff are working through. Watch the test a few times, make sure that it's working the way it should and their movements are matching up with what it says on the LCD screen. That way I know that it was installed correctly. And since mine apparently was wired incorrectly and working the way it should, went ahead and put the back glass back inside of the back box. And now we could actually enjoy this topper, fire up some games, and watch these goblins interact. What's really cool too is they have all kinds of topper settings where you can, if you don't like the default settings, you can go in and adjust the topper settings where they react more or less, or react to certain game events or game modes more or less. And that's really cool. A track mode, settings, etc. for the goblins. Some of the in-game events include them just simply dancing along whenever the songs and music are activated, which is a lot of fun to see. It just adds more fun to the game. I absolutely love it. They'll also talk and move around in a track mode.
With the power? No, the other one.
And lots of in-game commentary as well.
Oh, that's the multi-ball music!
I love multi-ball. The chaos, the panic.
This is a tough riddle.
I've got a riddle. What is brown and stinks?
The bark?
No, Pluto.
Not joke. You got it, your mother is a frightened old one.
You were learning as a babe. Babe with the power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe.
Oh, what have we got here?
$950 plus shipping. You're talking about $1,000 topper for a pinball machine. But hey, paid for it out of my own pocket. Waited a year after I bought the pinball machine before I bought it. And hell, I already spent $10,000 on the pinball machine. You may as well go soup to nuts all out and get this topper if you do happen to own the Labyrinth Pinball machine one day at some point in your life. It's absolutely worth it. There's so many call-outs and things that happen that, I'll probably do a gameplay live stream and we'll have a camera pointed at the goblins and listen and watch what they say as we play. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. This is a must-have for your Labyrinth Pinball machine. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your thumbs up on the way out, comments, feedback, reactions below, and thank you for subscribing.
I think Jareth may be in trouble.
Uh-oh.